Good evening. You know, it's funny. People spend so much of their lives waiting for success, waiting for permission, waiting for the world to tap them on the shoulder and say, okay, now you can feel good about yourself. But it never really works that way. Neville Goddard understood this. Very unusual man, very interesting thinker. He talked about something called the assumption of the wish fulfilled. Now that sounds very grand, very mysterious, but really, it's simple, dangerously simple. He believed that what you consistently imagine, what you emotionally accept as true, begins shaping your reality. Not someday, now. See, most people, they live backwards. They say, when I become successful, then I'll feel confident. When somebody loves me, then I'll feel lovable. When I finally make money, then I'll feel abundant. But Neville said no. No. You begin with the feeling first. You assume the state internally, and then the world begins reflecting it. Now, whether you take that spiritually, psychologically, metaphorically, that's up to you. But I'll tell you something. You can feel it in people. You walk into a room and there's somebody who already expects failure. You know the type. Shoulders collapsed, eyes nervous, already apologizing. And then there's another person. Maybe they don't even have success yet, but somehow they carry themselves differently, calm, certain, present, and people respond to them. Neville talked about that. He said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not the wish hoped for, not the wish begged for, not the wish worried about, fulfilled. That's the key, because wanting something keeps you in the state of wanting. You ever notice that? Some people spend 30 years wanting love, wanting recognition, wanting opportunity, but inwardly, they still identify with not having it. And Neville believed the imagination is creative. That's a very powerful idea. Most people treat imagination like it's childish, something frivolous. But every building, every symphony, every invention, every empire existed in imagination first. Somebody saw it internally before the world did. Neville believed consciousness comes first. The outer world follows. Now, he said something else. Wonderful line. Really strange when you first hear it. He said, an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Think about that. That means the assumptions you return to over and over again begin crystallizing into experience. If every day you say, I'm unlucky, nothing works for me, I'm invisible, well, eventually life begins echoing the script because you're rehearsing it constantly. But if inwardly you begin assuming, I am respected, I am successful, I am loved, something shifts, not all at once, not like fireworks, more like the slow turning of a giant ship. Your posture changes, your tone changes, your expectations change. And expectations, they're powerful. People underestimate expectation. Neville understood expectation very well. He encouraged people to create little scenes in imagination, tiny scenes, short, simple, specific. If you wanted success, imagine somebody congratulating you. If you wanted love, imagine wearing the ring. If you wanted a home, imagine opening the front door. And he said to replay the scene, especially before sleep. Because right before sleep, the mind becomes soft, suggestible, the defenses lower. And according to Neville, impressions sink deeper there. He wanted people to feel the reality of the scene, that word again, feeling. You can repeat affirmations all day long like a parrot. Doesn't matter. If emotionally you still feel defeated, the deeper state remains unchanged. Neville wasn't interested in mechanical positivity. He was interested in psychological occupancy. What state are you living in? That's the question. Because he believed people occupy states, the way actors occupy roles. One person lives in the state of fear, another in resentment, another in confidence, another in abundance. And here's the beautiful thing. States can change. You are not frozen. A person may occupy failure for years and still leave it. That's hopeful. Very hopeful. Neville also talked about inner conversations. Now this is fascinating because people are talking to themselves constantly. Most of the time, they don't even realize it, and a lot of it is brutal. I'm not good enough. I'll probably mess this up. Nobody notices me. Day after day. Like a hypnotist whispering limitations. Neville said these inner conversations are creative acts, so he encouraged people to change them, hear different voices, hear congratulations, hear affection, hear success, hear gratitude. Train the mind toward fulfillment, not desperation. And I think that's important, because desperate people chase, but fulfilled people attract. There's a difference. Neville also emphasized gratitude very deeply, because gratitude implies possession. If you feel genuinely thankful, inwardly, you've already accepted the desire as real. And acceptance is powerful. Now look, people misunderstand these ideas. They think this means you never feel doubt. Come on, everybody feels doubt. Everybody. The difference is what you return to, what becomes home. Neville taught persistence, gentle persistence, not panic, not forcing, not screaming at the universe, just returning again and again to the desired state. Like tuning an instrument, eventually the tone stabilizes, and he believed the world eventually mirrors that tone. Now, whether you call it spirituality, psychology, or mystery, there's something deeply compelling about the idea. Because we all know, on some level, that the stories people tell themselves shape their lives. You see it everywhere. Some people rehearse defeat until it becomes identity. Others rehearse possibility. Neville constantly returned to the biblical phrase, I am. Very important words, because whatever follows I am begins solidifying. I am weak. I am forgotten. I am unlucky. Or, I am capable. I am valued. I am successful. Different futures, different realities, different states. Neville believed imagination was not fantasy. He believed it was participation in creation. That's why his work still fascinates people, because it places responsibility back into the hands of the individual. It says you are not merely reacting to life, you are influencing it quietly, constantly, from within. And maybe that's the great challenge, to stop identifying with limitation, to stop worshipping old failures, to stop introducing yourself to yourself as somebody broken, and instead to dare to assume something beautiful, something larger. Neville invited people to imagine better, not just occasionally, habitually, faithfully, because according to his philosophy, the world eventually reflects the state most consistently occupied within consciousness. So tonight, maybe ask yourself, what assumptions have I been rehearsing? And are they worthy of the life I actually want? Thank you. You've been wonderful. Really wonderful.